Hello yogis, welcome to today's yoga recording. We have a 30-minute all levels gentle flow. So I sequenced today's class to be very relaxing. So let's call it yoga for relaxation. So what that means is there's not going to be a lot of physical effort here, and we're going to have a lot of longer holds to really just be able to allow you to relax into the pose. So relax is the word of the day. So to that end, you're going to need a couple of props to assist you. But again, if you don't have them, that's okay too. So 2 blocks or books. A blanket if you'd like, if you need, always a good thing to have. And then a bolster or a pillow. We're going to be holding a seated forward fold that is for, I don't want to say a long time, but for longer than we usually do. So sometimes it helps to have that bolster, maybe that blanket, to kind of allow you to relax into the pose more because you have that support. So I did create a playlist for this class. You can feel free to listen to it if you would like. It's on the Facebook page, should be there. Also the option to just listen to the sound of your breath and the sounds around you, or you put on your own 30-minute playlist too. Something calming, relaxing. So let's get to it. We're going to start out on our backs on a Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound ankle. Just one of my favorite ways to open a class. We'll let you settle in with the breath. So you can take those blocks to assist you. You have those 3 levels. Actually, I'd say the second level helps when you're first starting class in this reclined bound angle pose. So the closer your heels are to your body, the more intense of a hip opening it's going to be. So just ease yourself into it today. Don't try to rush or force anything. If you'd like, you could start to walk your shoulders, your shoulder blades underneath your back. That gives you that heart opening, that chest opening feeling, sensation. Closing your eyes, just starting to land here on your mat. You can place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Just noticing your breath, where it goes as you inhale in the body. Feeling the rise of the belly, and just sighing out your exhales. So not trying to control the breath yet. Just feeling the support of your mat beneath you. Shoulders pressing into the mat. Sacrum, spine supported by the ground. So take a nice inhale in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Just do that 2 more times on your own breath, own time. You find a little smile. Doing a scan of your body. So starting from the crown of your head, moving downward, noticing if you're holding on to any tension. So maybe your shoulders are a little tighter up towards the ears. So just relax them down away. Soften the jaw. Belly relaxed. Sending your breath to your hips. With each exhale, knees getting a little bit heavier towards the mat, the blocks, the floor. 2 more breaths. Excellent. From here, we're not going to be doing any crazy fast movement today. You could just bring the knees together, and then we're just going to gently rock up and down the spine. Get a nice little back massage there. If that doesn't feel good for you, just make your way up to a nice, comfortable, easy seat. So if you want to take that blanket maybe and place it underneath your sacrum, that kind of gives you that, or it does give you that pelvic tilt forward that enables you, if it's uncomfortable for you to sit in this easy seat for an extended period of time, this enables you to sustain it a little bit longer. You can also take the blocks, place them under your knees for a little more support. We're not going to be here for too long, just trying to find ways to maximize feeling good in these postures. So we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do alternate nostril breathing. So it's a nice calming breathing exercise. And the great thing about doing this now is that you're home. So you don't have to feel self-conscious about it. No one's going to see you doing it, just the people that are in your house. You're going to see me doing it, but who cares? So pranayama, or breath, is one of the 8 limbs of yoga, and I always stress with my typical vinyasa classes, just ensure that you're moving with the breath. But these types of exercises are really beneficial to help calm the mind, the nervous system, the body, the physical body, the mental. So to do it, you're just going to take your thumb, you're going to cover one nostril. So I'm covering my right. You're going to inhale in through that left nostril. Hold for a breath. Then shift that nostril to that opposite nostril. Exhale out of that opposite nostril. Inhale in through that same nostril. Hold for a breath. Then shift over. You're going to exhale out of that opposite nostril. Inhale in through that same side. Hold. Shift to cover the opposite nostril. Exhale out of that nostril. So let's do this for 3 more cycles. Excellent work. So from here, just coming to that nice normal breathing. So that's something that you could really do at any point if you're feeling stressed out, tired, or you just want to relax. A joke that I like to make is you don't want to do it. It might be a little awkward to do if you're, say, driving, but good joke, right? All right, so settling in here to that physical practice. We're going to just stretch our neck a little bit. So you're going to inhale that nice tall spine, tailbones rooted down. And then exhale that right ear towards that right shoulder. So you might want to gaze down. Maybe that feels good, getting that stretch in the left side of the neck. Or maybe you want to tilt that gaze upwards. So close your eyes and just see where it feels good. And we're just going to hold here for a few breaths. One more breath. Excellent. Inhale up to center. And exhale to that left side. Feel that stretch on the left side, right side of your neck. Again, either gazing down, maybe up. I'm just here for 3 breaths. Maybe this side feels a little different. Beautiful. Inhale up to center. Then from here, right hand comes out, tented right fingertips. You're going to inhale, sweep that left arm up towards the ceiling, and then just hinge towards that right side. Just getting that nice opening sensation through that left side of the body. Try to keep those shoulders square to the front of the room that you're facing. One more breath. Excellent. Inhale up to center. Exhale, coming to that left side. Right arm sweeps up and away. 2 more nice breaths. Excellent. From here, we're going to make our way to a tabletop position just to work the spine a little bit, taking that cat-cow. I don't think any physical yoga practice would be complete without some cat-cow. So coming to that tabletop, stacking your joints. So you want to stack the shoulders over the wrists, hips stacked over the knees, tops of the feet either pushing down to give you support, or maybe you feel more support on the balls of your feet. So as you inhale, you're going to gaze forward, heart comes forward, tailbone up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, push the mat away, doming sensation in the shoulders, tailbone is stopped. Inhaling and exhaling. So going at your pace, taking any additional movement that would feel good. Maybe you want to rock the hips side to side or find some circles. You can close the eyes. Take 2 more breaths. From here, we're going to find a child's pose for a few breaths. So you bring the big toes to touch, knees mat's distance apart. If you need a blanket here, if you find that you sink back to your heels and you have a big gap from your tailbone to your heels, you can use that pillow to assist. Only if it's uncomfortable though. If it doesn't bother you, that's great. You're extending the arms forward, shoulders away from the ears, forehead rests on the mat or on a block. Using your breath. So each inhale, there's length in the spine. Each exhale, tailbone gets heavier towards those heels. You can make this active if you want, but remember, this is yoga for relaxation. So if you want to make it a little more active, you're coming to tented fingertips, shoulders down the spine. 2 more breaths. Maybe rock your forehead temple to temple. Give yourself a nice forehead massage. Always feels good. So from here, make your way to your belly, finding a Sphinx pose. So you're on the belly. You can bring the big toes to touch. This time for Sphinx, you have the shoulders stacked over the elbow. The heart is coming through. Someone once referred to it as the arms are the gateway opening up the heart. It's a little much, but hey, it's a good visual. So if your lower back is feeling a little tweaky here, you can extend the space between the feet. So maybe they want to come mat's distance apart if you're feeling this too much in the lower back. If not, big toes to touch. So shoulders are melting away from the ears. Take 2 more breaths. So from here, we're going to make our way up to a seat. So this is where the point in the practice where we're going to start to find these long holds. So you want to make sure that you're feeling comfortable, which is why we have the props. So traditionally when I hold poses for a long time, that's yin yoga. So it's a different type of yoga that I teach where you hold the poses for an extended period of time in order to get to the fascia, which is the connective tissue encasing the whole body. When you hold the poses for a long time, you're adding tension to that tissue, which ultimately will lead to greater feeling, greater mobility, flexibility. So to start, we're going to find a seated forward fold. So you want to remove the flesh from the sits bones. You want to grab that pillow, bolster, maybe a block or a book. So to find that forward fold, you're lifting up out of the hips then hinging forward. We want to be supported here, so you don't really want a lot of effort. We're going to hold it for about 10 breaths. So it sounds like a lot because it is. I'm not going to cue very much from here. So just as long as you're getting that forward folding sensation, just either listen to the music around you or listen to your breath. So getting heavier with each exhale. You have 3 more breaths left. So slowly start to roll up. Let's find and see. So with these long holds, you might feel a rebound going throughout the body because we're not typically holding these poses for that long. So there's going to be some sort of physical reaction, and that's totally normal. If you start to feel any tingling, numbing sensation, that's normal too. Just ensure that there's no pain, right? We don't want pain. Pain's not normal. So to counter that, we're going to find a fish pose, which is a heart opener on the back. So there's a couple of ways you can, if you have a pillow or a bolster that you place here at the base of your spine, that enables you to fold over so you get that heart opening sensation. If you don't have a pillow or a bolster, that is okay too. You can use a block or a blanket folded up. Just place the block. Now you don't want to hurt the spine, so that you're kind of laying down. Take a block and a blanket. You don't want the head hurting either. So just as long as you get that heart opening sensation, so that the shoulders are expanding up towards the chest, is expanding up towards the ceiling. So we're just going to hold here. So once you get there, you don't have to have a blanket or a pillow underneath your head either. Typically, some just to let it, that gives you more of a heart opening if you don't have that support there. But whatever feels good. This is a restorative, relaxing yoga class. So you have 5 more breaths. So noticing where the thoughts go. You have silence, just the music, not a lot of verbal cues. Two more breaths. Okay, so to release this, just come to one side. Roll off to the side. You're going to remove the block, blanket, bolster, whatever you had, and just find this corpse pose. We're just going to lie here and absorb that rebound. So you had that forward fold, and you countered that with that heart opening. So just take 2 breaths here. This easy position. So from here, we're going to make our way to a half pigeon. If this gives you trouble, if you have knee issues, you could take it on your back by planting, making that figure 4. I'm going to cue for the forward fold version of that half pigeon though. So coming to that tabletop, you're going to find that tabletop, bring that right knee to that right wrist crease. Now don't worry about getting that right shin parallel to the mat. It's not really something that I would recommend shooting for, just because physically it's not really possible. So you can take a block, place it underneath that right hip bone maybe, or maybe you help get the hip square, or it helps you to get the hip square by placing the block underneath that left thigh. So you're gonna find a nice tall spine to start. Inhale, and then folding forward as you exhale. So if you only come down to those forearms, that's great. We're gonna be here for a few breaths, so you wanna be comfortable. So that right hip is going to try to come forward. So you're consciously bringing that right hip back, left hip forward to keep those hips nice and square. Find a little smile. Maybe relax that forehead down onto the block or on a mat. So during this pose, you might notice that you're clenching up in that right hip. So see if you can send your breath to that right hip. Can you relax those shoulders away from your ears? We have 5 more breaths. To make your way out of this posture, you're walking your hands back up towards that right shin. We're going to make our way back to that tabletop. And just rock the hips side to side, maybe noticing the difference between that left and right side now. And then from here, we're going to make our way to that left hip. So you're just going to take that left knee, left wrist crease, and the side's going to feel completely different. You're extending that right leg long behind you. Whatever props you need to assist, you're going to inhale that nice tall spine. Exhale, hinge forward over that left shin. I should have said this on the right side, but make sure you're flexing that left foot to protect that left knee. Don't want to hurt the knees. And checking in here, are you holding onto that tension in that left hip? That's the side a little more tense, maybe not. But bring that left hip back, right hip forward. Relaxing the shoulders. You have 5 more breaths. So noticing what thoughts come up in this hold. With these hip openers, they tend to bring about a release, but with that release comes maybe some emotions that we've been holding back, avoiding. So just noticing that, maybe not. Maybe you think, what is this? What does she even say? That's okay too. Three more breaths. Make your way up to that tabletop. Again, rocking the hips side to side. Maybe you feel some cracks there. Always good. Excellent. From here, coming to an easy seat, we're going to make our way to our backs to find a twist. So we'll do that forward bend. We did that back bend with the fish pose. We just opened up the hips, and now we are going to open up the spine, lower back. So we're going to start, you bring your knees into your chest. And then from here, just let them fall to that right side. If you're kind of hanging out here in midair, that's okay too. You can grab a pillow, bolster anything. You're going to extend your arms out like a T, palms facing down or overhead if that feels better, whatever works. And you're going to gaze over that left shoulder. So gentle spinal twist here. Feeling that ground support you, that right leg. Trying to keep both shoulders rooted down. And take 5 more breaths. One more nice breath. So then you're going to inhale the legs up to center. And the same thing on that left side. So the knees fall towards the left. Maybe you need support on that side. Oh, look, there's a block there for me. It's good, actually. So you're gazing over that right shoulder, trying to keep both shoulders rooted down. Notice if you're holding on to any tension. Maybe see if you can find a little smile. You're still breathing. Kind of focusing on that breath, I should say. One more nice breath. So from here, bring the knees back up to center. Plant both feet down. Just bring the knees side to side. So from here, we're going to find a supported bridge pose. So I'm hoping that you have a block or a book, because the support really helps get to, it puts the pressure, puts on the fascia that's around the sacrum, the tailbone, and it really is a nice release for your core. So if you don't, you can just find that traditional bridge pose. If you want to keep it restorative, you can just kind of stay here with your knees bent. So for that supported bridge pose, take the block. So you have the knees bent, feet planted so that you can wiggle the fingertips on the heels, or maybe not, it's just that they're in line with that. Take that block, hips come up, and you're gently placing your sacrum, base of your spine on that block. If this hurts, just stop, because if you have any sensitivities, we don't want pain. But if the support feels good, just relax into the block. Walking the shoulders underneath. Try to keep the internal rotation of the hips, so envision them spinning towards one another. We don't want them kind of splayed out like that. So the way you could wiggle the toes if you want, even though we're supported here in this bridge pose, still want to keep that proper form. You want to watch the rise and fall of your belly with the breath. You'll get that nice belly as you inhale in this bridge pose. So we have 3 more breaths. One more nice breath. So to release, shift the weight into the heels, lift the hips up, remove the block, lowered everything down to the mat. Might feel a little weird there, and then just bring those knees side to side. You feel a nice little stretch through that iliac crest, the lower abdominals, as you go side to side. From here, finding a waterfall pose. So we're coming up to the end of our practice for this session. So you're just extending the legs up towards the ceiling. No effort. So knees are bent. And the goal here, we're just changing up the blood flow. Maybe you want to extend the arms up to the ceiling too. I love doing that. If you do it though, shoulders are relaxed into the mat. Again, we don't want any effort. So take 3 more breaths here. Excellent. So from here, I'm going to find a happy baby pose. So you're bringing those knees into your armpits, bypassing the rib cage, tailbones rooted down. Chin is tucked, giving you a nice long spine. You find the inside or outside of your feet. And you just rock side to side. Nice little back massage. Still getting into those hips. Maybe straighten through the legs. Take 2 more breaths. Excellent. So from here, if you'd like to take a Shavasana pose, please feel free to do that for as long as you need. I'm going to close up this practice on the recording with 2 breaths. So come up to that nice easy seat, unless you're taking that Shavasana. And we'll take an inhale, extending the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhaling your hands to heart center. Inhaling. Exhaling. You can place your thumb on your chest, tuck your chin towards the chest. Just taking a moment here to thank yourself, thank your body for carrying you through your practice, for your breath. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the week and that you are feeling well, doing well, and I hope to see you real soon. Namaste.